Hey everyone, so today I'm coming at you with some interesting story times. Sorry. These are kind of like awkward encounters at work story times, so if you want to like see what kind of interesting customers I get, then keep on watching. So as you guys know, I work in an adult store, whatever you want to call it. I sell adult stuff, lingerie, all that stuff, right? Anywho, so feel like it's important to preface what kind of job I have just in case, but anywho, so this one day I am working alone and I have no problem working alone. It's not even creepy. We're only open till 7. No big deal. So this customer calls and he's asking about sizes of our whips and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm like explaining it to him, and I'm like, it's about the size of a bottle, right? Because as I'm talking to him, this drunk guy comes in and he's all like, you know, standing there, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get off phone basically, right? And I'm saying like, oh, it's about the size of a bottle, and he's like on the other side of the counter, and he's like, oh, he's like, mine's the size of a bottle, and I'm like, and he's like, want to see? And like after I got off the phone, he's like, want to see? And I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. Like, no. And he just kind of goes on, and he's like, nice store you have here, like all this stuff, and like going on, and he's like, well, those booths back there, because we have tanning as well. And I'm like, those are for tanning. And he's just like, oh, he's like, can I pay you to like go back there? Like basically propositioning me to go have sex in the tanning booths. And I'm like, no, like, you know, like just kind of like awkward, because I'm like a really nice person, so I'm not gonna be like, fuck off or something like that. I'm gonna be like, like just smile and nod, right? That's me. Little wimp. But anyway, so that's going on, and then he's like talking about sex toys. He's like, can I use one on you? And I'm like, no. Like, I was just floored. I couldn't believe he actually asked me that. And then he's going on, he's like, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, and then left. And I'm like, oh my gosh, creepy, right? So that happens, and then after that, he's like creeping in the door. Like, we have our like front door, right? And it's all glass. He's just standing in the door, staring at me through the door, and I'm like, okay, this is really creepy. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, this guy's freaking creeping me out. And then I like end up going down in the bathroom to like hide so he can't see me, and he moves away and stuff. And then I'm like, oh my god, like this is creepy, right? So I'm like texting whoever, I'm like, this creepy dude or stuff. And then he comes back in, and he's like, can I come back in? He's like, I have money, I'll pay you. He's like, when are you off? Like asking me, propositioning me again. And I'm like, no, like we're all full. Like I had no idea. I just wanted to get him out the store, so I was like kind of like making lies, like, no, it's okay, you can go now, like, you know what I mean? And then he's like, and left. And then he's creeping on me through the door again. I'm having a full-blown panic attack at this time. Like, I'm freaking out. And so, yeah, I'm freaking out. And then he's like staring at me through the door. So I'm like calling my mom, and I'm like panic attack and crying. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know what to do. Like, can you call the cops? Because I'm a chicken, right? I can't call the cops because I'm a chicken. So she's on the phone with me, and she ends up getting my sister to call the cops. She's like, okay, the cops are coming, right? And the girl cop comes, and she's like, oh, was it this guy? Like, describes him. I'm like, yeah. She's like, thought so. And like, he left, and all was said and done. But still, nonetheless, freaking creepy. Full-blown panic attack. Not cool. And I was just like, oh my god, right? And I told my boss the next day, and she's like, oh my god, you should have told me. And I was like, it's all good. It's dealt with, right? Then, there's that story. A couple days later, this happened in this same week. So, I'm working alone again. And these two guys come in, and they're like young 20s or something. They think they're hot shit. And the one guy's like, 1 to 10. And I'm like, okay, like, and he does a drop in, and he like pays for his stuff, and I'm like, go to get him in his tanning. I'm like, this is how the tanning booth works. Like, you know, this is how it works. And then I leave, and he's like, oh, you're not coming in with me? I'm like, no, right? Like, he's like, oh, come on, come in with me. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, I already tan this morning, like, I'm not tanning again. He's like, oh, why not? Like, blah, blah, because he, like, wouldn't take any excuse. And I'm like, no, like, I've already tanned, like, can't, blah, 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 like, going on and stuff. And then he's just like, come on. He's like, just wait till I'm, like, finished getting undressed, then you can go. And I'm like, no, like, we're good. Like, And so I walk away, and I'm, like, kind of, like, walking around the store. And he's like, well, then I don't want to tan if you're not coming. And I'm like, so I'm, like, walking around the store. And he's like, oh, he's like, oh, these sex toys and stuff. He's like, do you shop here? I'm like, lots of people shop here. And he's like, do you? And I'm like, I have, like, just, like, please, like, leave, right? And then he goes over to the pocket pussies, and he's like, oh, like, how are these? And I'm like, I do not want to help him. Like, normally I will help a guy, but this guy, I'm like, just please leave, right? So he's doing his own thing and all that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, like, whatever you choose. And then he comes up to the till, and he buys one, and then he goes for his tan, and I'm like, ugh. So, like, and the only reason he decided to go on the tan is I texted my mom. I'm like, Mom, can you call the store? So I got my mom to call the store to pretend, and I'm like, oh, like, pretend she's, like, someone, right? He pays for his pocket pussy, goes for his tan, all is said and done. I'm like, Mom, can you stay on the phone with me? Like, I don't want to deal with this guy when he gets out, right? So, and I totally forgot, but this whole time, like I said, 2 guys came in. By this time, his friend had left. Like, it was just him this whole time, right? And so he's tanning, and that he goes for like 10 minutes or something, and I stayed on my phone with my mom the whole time. And then, once he gets out, sorry, my cat, you can kind of see her right there. Anyway, so he, gets out, and I'm still on the phone with my mom. I'm like, oh, so I put this in the cart and this, like, pretending I'm doing an order or something, right? And he leaves. All is good. I'm like, oh my god, thank goodness, like, I'm done with creeps for this week, right? Like, seriously. And, you know, seriously, creepy story. Well, not creepy, but, like, annoying, right? Oh, no, it gets worse. There's more to the story. When I was cleaning out the garbages from the tanning booths, I go to the one he was in, and I go to empty out the garbage, and there's all the wrapping for the pocket pussy. Yeah, dude bought one and went and fucked it in the tanning booth. Because I wouldn't go for tan with him, but he pleased himself in the tanning booth. Yeah. True story. But yeah, so those are my 2, like, really interesting kind of, like, creepy guy encounters. Those are the only 2, like, personal encounters I've had. Recently we've had, like, a couple other story times that I could share, right? So if you do want to hear more story times from work and stuff like that, then let me know, and I will definitely film some more. Like, we have being stolen from ones, like, it's, oh my god, last week was just crazy. But anyway, yeah, if you want to hear more story times, let me know, and if you guys think those are creepy or had any similar creepy experiences, let me know, so I'm not the only one having, like, guys want to use sex toys on me and have sex with me in tanning booths, you know? Just because I work there doesn't mean that's the nature of the store. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye!